Hi, Brenna from DecoNetwork. I received a question on how do you create a product such as an iPhone case that has a printable area plus with a bleed around that printable area. That could be used to compensate for maybe a shift in the print, or perhaps you want to wrap the print around the side of the product. So this is how you do it. So first of all, we'll create our printable mask for the iPhone. In CorelDRAW or any graphic program of your choice, insert the product image itself, in my case the iPhone case. And the first thing I want to do is create the exact printable area of my phone, which is basically everything you see here in white. So I don't want the camera hole, and of course I don't want my print to extend beyond the iPhone itself. So I'll just choose the rectangle tool, draw a quick rectangle, curve in those edges, and I'll just make that outline red so we can just see it a little bit easier on screen. And that's now created the outline for my iPhone case. Of course, you spend more time making it a lot more accurate for your particular product, but for this demo, this will do. Now I don't want the camera hole as well to be a part of my printable area, so I'll draw another rectangle just over the camera hole. Again, curve out those edges, and there's my camera hole. So at the moment these are two separate objects. I'm now going to select them both, hold down shift, select the other, and combine them together so it creates one object, and that way when it does have a fill, there'll be a hole cut out in the center there. So my mask is now done. I can now get rid of that background image and zoom out. And now it's time to build the printable or the bleed area around the outside of my object. To do that in CorelDRAW, I use the contour tool. So select the object and click under the tool flyout and choose contour. I want it to be on the outside, so choose the last one. Just one contour, not multiple contours, just one is enough. And I want my contour to be, let's say, about 6 millimeters. Okay, and turn off the outline. Now I've got my contour on the outside. It also did it on the inside of the camera as well, which is pretty much what I want, but I could cut that out as well if I didn't want that. Now at the moment they're still grouped together as a single object. So I select the contour and I break it apart under the Arrange menu. And now I need to set the colors of my mask. Now in DecoNetwork, the printable area should always be a pure black area. In my case, this red part here is a printable area. So I select that and I choose pure black or RGB 000. Now I'll do the same for the bleed area as well, but the way I want the bleed to work is I want the image that they insert on the iPhone to be 100% solid in this dark area or the main mask, but when it bleeds over into the bleed area, I want it to be semi-transparent. So they can still see it, but it's an indication to them that it won't necessarily be a part of the final production artwork. So again, I select that bleed area, make it black, use the transparency tool, change it to uniform so it's a single consistent transparency across the whole image, and I'll put it at 50% transparency. That's a good level of transparency for that mask. Then I'll select it all, export it, and save it as a file called iPhone mask. When you do export it as a PNG file with a transparent background, and I recommend about 150 dpi just to keep the quality up there a little bit. And we'll click OK, and that's now done. Now I click back to DecoNetwork. It's time to build my iPhone product. So log into your website, browse through to Manage Fulfillment, then click on Products. In this case, add Custom Product. And for my product types, I'll choose Phones. And I'll call my product name iPhone Case. And I'll call it the IP002 as a product code, and press Continue. Now for the product view, I want to upload my own image for the product, not a DecoNetwork template. So I'll upload a single image for all colors. Click Next, browse, and choose again that original iPhone case product photo, and upload. Okay, with that now uploaded, I can now configure my product view. I'll call the product view iPhone back, and I'll call the area name, I like to call it printable area. Now at the moment the printable area of this iPhone is a square, which doesn't really make sense, doesn't have the rounded corners, and doesn't compensate for the hole in the camera. So I'll select that printable surface and scroll down, and instead of choosing a square, circle, or a square with a beveled edge, I will upload my own shape. And that's when you go back and choose that mask that we created that has a solid area and the outline bleed or the transparency area. We'll open that. and now it's created my mask area. Now, of course, I want it to fit the real shape of that iPhone, and an iPhone is roughly about 2.3 inches wide, so I'll put 2.3 as the width, and I'll uncheck the height, and then I'll just manually scroll that so it fits over the full printable area with the bleed going on the outside of the object. Now make sure these dimensions you enter are the real life dimensions of your printable area. Measure them exactly because that will create the printable file at the right size for you. For my demo, I've just done an approximate size. Make sure that yours is perfect. Okay, with that in place, I now can click Save. Choose white as a background color because my iPhone case is white. And OK. And then fill out all the details for that particular product. With that all done, I can just turn that to be active. Make sure you set the pricing and everything else. But for this purpose, my demo is finished. I click Save. Now open up my website, go demo.deconetwork.com, click on Create, click down under Accessories and Phones, and there is my new iPhone case. Select that. Then launch the designer with Decorate. Now add a design, sublimation design, and I will choose a large image with lots of color like this space image here. And as you can see, when I increase the size, the image goes outside of the decoration area, but as you can see, the mask or the bleed area is semi-transparent. So my customer will see exactly what they're going to get, the solid area being the real printable area, but I've compensated for that bleed. And what that does really help is if they go in and create some text, hello, and they place that text right to the edge of the iPhone, when I print it, it may shift a little bit where it goes under like that. So now I can compensate for that bleed area. If they make it really, really close to the edge, I can move the artwork 6 mils in one direction, which will compensate for my 3 mil bleed in production and give my customer hopefully a product that they'll be really happy for.